Rhea Ripley to be secretly pushed out of the Judgment Day before WrestleMania 40 by member. In recent weeks, a discernible shift has taken place within the Judgment Day faction, with signs pointing towards the potential exclusion of Rhea Ripley from the group. The orchestrator behind this apparent plot, none other than the formidable Damian Priest, Ripley, once a central figure in the faction's hierarchy, has noticeably receded from the spotlight during Judgment Day events. Her absence from crucial segments suggests a gradual sidelining, and all fingers point towards Damian Priest as the mastermind behind this strategic move. The genesis of this power struggle can be traced back to instances where Damian Priest unabashedly expressed his desire to ascend to the role of leader within the group. Ripley, previously in charge of disciplining members who faltered in their tasks, found herself at odds with Priest's ambitions. The friction between the two was palpable, with Priest displaying visible frustration at Ripley's authoritative stance. The tension within the faction has been an undercurrent for quite some time. But Damian Priest's vocal declarations reached a crescendo when he was temporarily appointed as the leader for the impending War Games match. This leadership role seemed to embolden Priest further, setting the stage for a power struggle that would reshape the faction's dynamics. In the midst of these power plays, Ripley's diminishing presence within the group became increasingly apparent. Once the decision-maker and enforcer, she began to fade into the background. No longer at the forefront of crucial announcements and decisions, Ripley's influence waned as Priest's ascent gained momentum. A significant shift was also noted in Ripley's alliances, previously inseparable from Dominic Mysterio. She has been conspicuously absent from joined on-screen appearances with him. The camaraderie that once defined their partnership has dwindled, leaving fans to speculate about the internal rifts within Judgment Day as Priest consolidates his influence. The impending expulsion of Ripley from the group looms large. The faction, once unified under Ripley's leadership, now faces the challenge of adapting to a new hierarchy with Damian Priest at the helm. The power struggle unfolding within Judgment Day adds a layer of intrigue to the ongoing narrative, promising twists and turns that could reshape the faction's destiny. The evolving dynamics within Judgment Day underscore Damian Priest's bid for leadership and the consequential sidelining of Rhea Ripley as the faction navigates these turbulent waters. The unfolding drama promises to be a captivating storyline for fans, with the potential for unexpected alliances, betrayals, and a reshuffling of the power structure within the group. In the ever-evolving landscape of professional wrestling, dynamics within factions can shape the trajectory of storylines and the careers of its members. Recent developments suggest that Damian Priest has emerged as a central figure in the group, subtly maneuvering to assume a leadership role while strategically sidelining Rhea Ripley. This clandestine power play could be positioning Priest for a takeover, leaving Ripley blindsided and on the verge of expulsion from the faction. The dynamics of factions in wrestling are often intricate, with alliances shifting and power struggles unfolding behind the scenes. Damian Priest, known for his cunning and strategic prowess, seems to have orchestrated a subtle coup within the group, gradually sidelining Ripley and elevating himself to a position of influence. Priest's tactics include diverting Ripley's focus towards individual feuds, creating a distraction that allows him to consolidate power without arousing suspicion. While Ripley is engrossed in settling personal scores, Priest operates in the shadows, making key decisions and calling the shots within the faction. The once collaborative and egalitarian group dynamic appears to be transforming into a more hierarchical structure with Priest at the helm. This subtle power shift raises questions about Priest's long-term motives and the potential consequences for Ripley. As Priest becomes the de facto leader, the group's direction may veer in a new and unforeseen direction, leaving Ripley isolated and vulnerable to being ousted from the faction she once co-led. The artistry of Priest's strategy lies in its subtlety. The coup is unfolding without overt confrontation or hostility. By appearing supportive of Ripley's individual pursuits, Priest effectively conceals his true intentions, leaving Ripley unaware of the impending threat to her standing within the faction. The realization of her diminishing influence may only dawn on Ripley when it is too late to salvage her position. The backstage drama and tension building between Priest and Ripley add layers of intrigue to the unfolding narrative. The audience is left speculating on Priest's endgame and whether Ripley will be able to detect the subtle manipulation transpiring within the faction. The emotional stakes are heightened as viewers witness the potential fracture of a once unified group, with Ripley's unwitting removal becoming the focal point of the storyline. As Priest's shadowy coup progresses, the faction's members may find themselves torn between allegiance to the emerging leader and loyalty to the ousted Ripley. The internal strife could lead to explosive confrontations, further intensifying the drama both in and out of the ring in the world of professional wrestling, where alliances are fleeting and betrayals are commonplace. The ascension of Damian Priest as the central figure in the faction is a testament to the genre's ability to craft compelling narratives. The slow, calculated dismantling of Rhea Ripley's influence sets the stage for a dramatic climax, where loyalties are tested, alliances crumble, and the fate of the faction hangs in the balance. Only time will reveal the true extent of Priest's machinations and whether Ripley can reclaim her standing before it's too late. Rhea Ripley finds herself ensnared in a web of challenges and uncertainties as she navigates the tumultuous path leading to WrestleMania 40. The road ahead is fraught with peril, starting with a formidable showdown against the formidable Nia Jax at the upcoming 2024 Elimination Chamber event. The outcome of this high-stakes encounter holds the key to her destiny, as a victory would propel her into an even more daunting scenario, a face-off against the triumphant competitor emerging from the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The impending challenges don't end there for Ripley. Amidst the physical and mental demands of the in-ring battles, she must also contend with the intricate dynamics within her faction. While alliances are typically a source of strength, Ripley faces the unsettling possibility of isolation within the group. WrestleMania season demands unity, but the internal tensions within the faction may threaten to undermine her support system when she needs it the most. As she prepares to confront Nia Jax, Ripley is not only battling a formidable opponent in the ring, but also the looming specter of Judgment Day. The threat of expulsion from the group adds an extra layer of complexity to her already challenging journey. The pressure intensifies as she strives not only to secure victory in her individual matches but also to navigate the delicate balance of group dynamics, ensuring she remains an integral part of the faction in the world of professional wrestling, where alliances can be as fickle as the outcomes of matches. Ripley's struggle for solidarity takes center stage. The significance of allies cannot be overstated, especially on the grand stage of WrestleMania. The potential isolation within her faction adds a dramatic twist to her narrative, creating a narrative tension that transcends the physicality of the sport.